3 will never equal 4, which means these two lines will never intersect. They will never equal each other. But what happens when we do this? Hold on, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. We lost our variable, correct? When solving, you lose your variable, and we have some value, and it does not equal the other value. And they never will equal each other. So we called this a no solution moment, correct, yesterday? Now we're going to give it a fancy name. It's called inconsistent. So if you were to classify it, and when you have to classify it today, it would be inconsistent. But please keep in mind, sometimes they look parallel. That doesn't mean they are. They could have slopes that are very close, and they will touch eventually. Okay, next scenario. You say that you could have one solution. So that graph could maybe look like, say that. Okay. When solving these equations, what would you get for a solution? A point. I agree. So you get some type of point. You got an A and a B, whatever they are. They may equal each other. And yesterday we talked about these would be one solution, right? These we will call independent. Then you have your scenario of infinitely many. How can you have that happen? It's the same line. So I draw a line, and then I literally draw the exact same line over the top of it. So let's see what that looks like. Say I had 1/2 x plus 4. And say I had 1/2 x minus 2 plus 4. Since they're both equal to y, I could set them equal to each other. So I got 1/2 x, this is 5, sorry. 1/2 x plus 4 equals 1/2 x minus 2 plus 5. Over here, I got 1/2 x minus 1 plus 5. 1/2 x plus 4. What happens if I subtract my 1/2 x's? They disappear, and I will end up with 4 equals 4. Does 4 equal 4? 4 will always equal 4, right? So therefore, if you lose your variable, like we did above, this time you will actually get A equals A, which means you have infinitely many solutions. And we call this one dependent. So let's practice some more graphing together. I got 2 forms. What's this top form? Is this slope-intercept, HK, or what's the last one called? General. We've known it as standard, right? Okay, so you're saying this is HK, so what is H and K? Perfect. So we'll go -2, 5. I only got 1 point. It takes 2 points to make a line. So what do I do now? Rise 3, 1, 2, 3, run 4. Fall 3, go back 4. And of course, we could do extra ones of these. Why would I do more than just 2? At some point, these might intersect, and the more accurate I am in my drawing, the more likely I am to get the right point. Please keep in mind, if you don't draw the line and put the arrows on it, it is incomplete. Now, the next one is in general form. When you look at that, can you right off the bat notice, oh, hey, I can get the x-intercept or the y-intercept? Which one can I get? That means that I'm going to plug in 0 for y. So I'm going to say 3x minus 4, 0 equals 3. What happens to the y when I do that? It just like goes away, doesn't it? Now I have 3x equals 3, so x equals, great. So I'm going to change my color at this point for this one, and I'm going to plot a 1 right here. We okay with that? Okay. What about my y-intercept? Is it any good? It's -3/4. That's not any good, right? So we're going to have to solve it. So what would I do first to solve this? So I got negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 3. And now what? So if I divide by negative 4, keep in mind, I could care less what the equation is. The only thing I care about is that slope right there. So what is my slope? What do you notice? Totally true. What else do you notice? The two graphs are parallel because they have the same slope and different y-intercepts. How many solutions do they have? And we would classify this as, make sure when asked how many solutions you don't actually put 0, put none. We okay with that? Okay, let's try another. Taking a look at this one. Is this slope intercept, HK, or general? So that means I have an intercept, which means I have 0, negative 5. Very good. I got 1 point. How can I get another? So we would do from the point, I would go how? Down 1, right 4. Or I could go up 1, back 4. Do you agree? And I could do that a couple times just to make sure that wherever I cross, keeping in mind y'all, of course, have access to rulers. Okay, let's take a look at that other one. This one right here, do you see an obvious intercept, x or y? We could totally get the y by plugging in 0 for x, which would give me negative 3y. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I put that equal sign there. Equals 15. So y equals what? Negative 5. So I got 0, negative 5. So we know our intersection. Okay, so now I need to do what so that I can get another one, because 15 over 12 is not going to help me. So what would I do? So I got negative 3y equals minus 12x plus 15. And then what? So divide everything by negative 3. And what is this right here? So my slope is 4. So I go up 4 over 1. What do you notice? Thank you. These are perpendicular lines, right? One has a slope of negative 1/4. The other one has a slope of 4. Perpendicular lines have opposite signs and are the reciprocals of each other. Okay, how many solutions do perpendicular lines have? Which would make them very good. Gosh, I don't even know if y'all need me here. Okay, we ready to do the next piece? They want us to come up with some of our own parallel lines. Based on the first line, so we're going to do it based off of this line right here. We want a line that is parallel. So how would I do that? Okay, so what is the slope? So I got 3/4, and now what do I do? It could be any y-intercept except whatever that is, right? So what do y'all want it to be? Sweet. There we go. That one's parallel. Do you agree? Okay, let's do it for the other one. So this one over here, we got to do something parallel to that one. So we would say y equals what? Negative 1/4 x. And it could be anything but. So what do we want it to be? Sweet. I'm happy with that. Y'all good? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do something else.